Hi, everybody. I've had 2.5 years to prepare for this, so I don't know if mine is as short and sweet, but I'll do my best to make it snappy. For those of you who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, I'm Allison. I claim to be one of Vicki's first American friends from her days in DC, and definitely a privilege to be here tonight with a chance to say a few words. So I'll start first by saying the requisite thank yous to Giles and Sandy, to Penny and Bill, and of course, Vicki and Eric, for such an incredible and long-awaited weekend. Vicki and Eric, I know it has been your dream to bring as many of the people that you love together under one roof as possible to celebrate together, and despite many roadblocks, you pulled it off, and here we are. Truly, hats off. As a New Yorker, I think I can also speak for the Manhattan Tourism Board when I say thank you for the noticeable economic boost that the city will soon experience as the sweaty group migrates over to restart the economy post-COVID, so thanks very much. Next, I think a little background is in order. I met Vicki at a time in life when no one's really interested in making real lifelong friends, my 30s. And to make matters worse, we met on a conference call while I was living in Vienna and she was still in the UK. Not exactly the traditional launching pad for meaningful friendships. But as it happened, over a bridge line, sitting in different countries, we came to realize that our paths were soon going to collide in DC. As both of us prepared to move to the States, me to the town that I grew up in, and Vicki to start her journey as an expat. So when we were both finally in the same city and working together in the office, we got to know each other slowly and professionally in meetings, conference calls, and the odd walk to get coffee. So it would be very fair for you to question and wonder how I went from a friendly face in the office to speaking to you today as maid of honor. And to answer that question, I have one word: sushi. A fateful after-work outing to a posh restaurant where the sushi rolls, happy hour cocktails, laughs, and great conversation flowed is where our friendship really got its start. And I will say it wasn't always easy in the beginning. We were often separated by a common language. I will always remember helping her move into her first apartment in Alexandria and the comical shopping trip we made to pick up supplies. Being responsible and over-prepared as always, Vicki came with a checklist of things to buy, which might as well have been written in hieroglyphics. She, our friend Therese, and I found ourselves standing in the middle of Costco, staring at the list, Vicki trying to explain what a Tin Tom's was, and us looking at her like she had 3 heads. But eventually we did move her in with a pantry full of canned tomatoes, and having completed a crash course in American terminology. And in the days and years that followed, I came to know Vicki for the absolute dynamo that she is. She's a complex woman of substance and style who cooks like a top chef, mixes a mean gin and tonic, and constantly seeks new experiences. Together, we've explored many corners of Virginia and beyond, shared birthdays, holidays, our families, meals, and endless laughs. I'm so grateful to say Vicki brought a dynamic and a dimension to my life at the most unexpected time. So needless to say, I recognized very early on that Vicki was a catch and a person more than worthy of sharing your life with. And while Vicki and I were thriving as single women in our 30s, there was still the desire to dip toes into the dating pool. And it's true that by that stage in your life, dating is frankly exponentially more bizarre. This is for many reasons, not least of which is because by that point in your life, you're fully formed. Your quirks, your passions, your hobbies, your everything, they're set. You become concerned about your odds. When it came to Vicki, though, I was never worried, always encouraging, and of course, very intrigued when Eric came onto the scene. He was of a different breed from the start and clearly one to keep an eye on. His independent nature and zest for new experiences was the perfect match for Vicki. And they complement each other without competing and bring out the best in one another without losing their uniqueness. Truly, it's been wonderful to come to know Eric in his own right. He's proven himself genuinely reliable, thoughtful, supportive, and a creative genius when crafting a proposal. A worthy match for my friend, and in fact, he is my friend. And I was fortunate to be close by before and after their engagement, and I have to say those days were so much fun. Sharing in the excitement, the dress shopping, venue scouting, it was also gratifying to know that this was on the horizon and that it would be a wonderful celebration. Of course, COVID had other plans, and we've watched as Vicki and Eric both navigated the uncertainty, calmly rescheduling, then calmly rescheduling again, accepting this weekend would happen, even if it was going to require patience and resolve. But in the end, I know that the past 2 years have brought them even closer together and that they've thrived and grown as a couple in uncertain and isolating times. In my view, that makes this weekend even more of a triumph as we get to celebrate not just the day of their marriage and their wedding day, but this beautiful life that they've built and will continue to build together. And lastly, one of the things I've really enjoyed about this weekend is the unique blend of British and American traditions. So I thought I would add just one more to the mix, which is to conclude with a blessing that is traditional in my family that I chose for the couple. So Vicki and Eric, may your marriage bring you all the exquisite excitements a marriage should bring, and may life also grant you patience, tolerance, and understanding. May you always need one another, not so much to fill your emptiness as to know your fullness. May you have happiness, and may you find it making one another happy. May you have love, and may you find it loving one another. And so please join me in raising a glass to Vicki and Eric. Cheers. Oops.
That was excellent.
Love you guys. Good. That was the desired effect. Love you. Am I leaving this on?
Turn it off and give it back to.
Got it. Got it. Thank you. Thanks, guys. All right. I'm supposed to give this to somebody. Ah. Is this for you? All right, you're welcome. Of course.